Emperor Ashoka is remembered today as a global icon of Buddhist nonviolence. But before he embraced the Dharma, he was known across the Indian subcontinent by a very different name, Chandashoka, or Ashoka the Cruel. This wasn't just a personal temperament, it was a matter of state policy. The Mauryan legal system followed the Arthashastra, a foundational political text that treated state violence as a necessary tool for maintaining social order. Under this system, physical mutilation was a standard response to even minor crimes. A citizen caught using false dice in a game might have a hand chopped off. Those who slandered the king could have their tongues rooted out. For more serious offenses, the state deployed specific public executions. Thieves of royal property were often impaled on wooden stakes, while other criminals were thrown under the feet of intoxicated elephants to be crushed to death. Ashoka didn't just inherit these brutal norms, he refined them. He turned the empire's existing legal violence into a system of engineered terror designed to make his authority absolute. This strategy reached its peak with the construction of a custom prison in the capital, Pataliputra. From the outside, the building appeared to be a luxury mansion, complete with fruit trees and exclusive baths, designed to entice unsuspecting visitors to enter. To manage the facility, Ashoka recruited an executioner named Girika. Legends describe Girika as a man who had murdered his own parents, and he was tasked with becoming the architect of the prison's internal horrors. Ashoka and Girika established a strict decree for the mansion. No person who entered the building, for any reason, would be permitted to leave alive. The rule was applied with total literalism. It didn't matter if the person was a criminal, a traveling monk, or a casual visitor. Once they crossed the threshold, the no-exit rule applied even to the emperor himself. The beautiful jail served as a trap. By masking a slaughterhouse with the appearance of a palace, Ashoka turned his subjects' desire for luxury into a mechanism for their own execution. Beneath the palace floor lay a subterranean nightmare. The hidden chambers were outfitted with furnaces and cauldrons, designed to inflict sustained, agonizing deaths. Girika's designs were based on theology. He modeled the prison's torture methods on the 5 agonies described in Buddhist texts regarding the afterlife. One such method was the 5-fold tether. Guards would pin a victim to a floor of red-hot iron and drive metal stakes through their hands, feet, and heart. Other devices were built for specific physical violations, such as mechanical tools used to pry open a prisoner's mouth so that boiling, molten copper could be poured down their throat. The facility was so effective at replicating these religious terrors that legends claimed Ashoka had physically visited hell just to ensure his engineers got the details right. This was the weaponization of the afterlife. By bringing the torments of a future hell into the present, Ashoka attempted to break the human spirit before his prisoners even died. The prison's logic held until a Buddhist monk named Samudra unknowingly walked inside. Following the decree, Girika immediately seized him and prepared his execution. Samudra was thrown into a massive iron cauldron filled with a boiling mixture of water, blood, and bone marrow. But as the guards watched, the execution failed. Samudra remained calm, using the Buddhist teaching that all suffering is an illusion to neutralize the physical pain of the boiling liquid. Defying the laws of physics, the cauldron's contents reportedly cooled. Samudra sat cross-legged on a lotus flower sprouting from the liquid, completely unharmed. Samudra's survival broke the internal logic of the prison. For the first time, physical torture, the state's primary tool of control, had been rendered useless against a prisoner who refused to fear it. When Ashoka entered the chamber to see the miracle, he found Samudra levitating in the air, manifesting fire from one half of his body and water from the other. Girika, however, remained committed to his orders. He reminded the emperor of their pact. Since Ashoka had entered the room, he was legally required to be executed alongside the monk. Ashoka looked for a way out. He questioned his executioner to establish a precise timeline. Who exactly had entered the torture chamber first to witness the miracle? Girika admitted that he had been the first to enter. Ashoka immediately used this admission to order Girika's own guards to burn the executioner alive in his furnaces. With his executioner gone, Ashoka ordered the total demolition of the beautiful jail. The torture devices were smashed to rubble, and the emperor issued a new guarantee of security for every being in his empire. The destruction of the prison was a public signal of a deeper change. Ashoka began redirecting his imperial wealth toward monuments like the Great Stupa at Sanchi, eventually building 84,000 such structures across the subcontinent. On the gateways of these monuments, the imagery of state terror disappeared. It was replaced by intricate relief carvings and lively figures that celebrated spiritual life and the narratives of the Buddha. The lion capital of Ashoka became the enduring symbol of this new era. It moved so far beyond its violent origins that it was eventually chosen as the national emblem of modern India. Ashoka's story remains relevant because it records a rare historical pivot, the moment an empire's most violent enforcer dismantled his own machinery of death to build a culture of peace.